Hey everybody, this is Mike Anderson with Collision Advice. I'm here with my great friend Danny with the DEG, and we're working with SCRS to bring you a series of quick tips that will help you to boost your business. Hello everybody. You know, we've brought a lot of quick tips to you about a lot of different operations that require the utilization of chemicals or even some tools or equipment. Today, our quick tip is just a reminder that we need to always make sure that we are following the proper PPE or personal protection equipment standards. Now, there's a lot of different types of personal protection equipment or PPE standards or requirements to ensure not just a safe and proper repair, but a safe and proper, health cautions for our employees. So again, today we have with us Bud Center from iCar. Bud, what are your thoughts about PPE?
It's obviously a very, very important topic in any industry really, but with collision repair. And if you look at the iCar curriculum, we are going to touch on PPE in almost every course, in one way or another. We have courses that are more focused on dealing with hazardous materials and things like that. But then when we get into courses talking about, refinish or welding or whatever it might be, we'll touch again on what specific PPE you need related to those types of repairs, just to reinforce and make sure that the technicians understand the importance of that type of protection.
Yeah, absolutely. So, let's just kind of break it down by role a little bit, right? So if you're a collision repair technician and you're welding, you're obviously going to need probably, some type of welding gloves, right? Similar to what we have right here from iCar. A lot of times, one of the things I see that shops are not doing is that when we're welding, we should have a welding respirator. So there are respirators specifically made for welding, right? So we don't, inhale those fumes from like zinc or a galvanized component. Right. I see a lot of the technicians who, I will tell you at my shop, what I did, my technicians, was we actually used air supplied respirators even when we were welding, right? So there's eye protection. There's, you want to make sure obviously you have the proper welding helmet. We have other things that the collision tech might do, like which is cutting and drilling and grinding. Again, you want to have the right gloves on. You want to make sure you have the right eye protection, safety glasses.
Face shields,
absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about, applying chemicals like seam sealer and weld through primer. I know a lot of the old school guys, they were real big on just priding themselves and being tough guys and using their hands, but make sure you got the right type of gloves on there, right? I got to tell you, my dad's 83 years old, and I see the gout and the things he has in his hands from being that tough guy. And man, he's not so tough anymore right now with the toll those chemicals took on his hands. So, wearing gloves. And again, speaking of these disposable gloves, right? I'm sure your painter's probably using these quite often too when they mix up paint and apply product. This actually is a consumable, right? That means it's not like this. I buy this and I use this one time. This is something I'm going to buy this and use this multiple times. This I'm going to use like one time, right? So at the end of the day, this actually would be a billable item. This would be something that, again, you could itemize on a bill. And, I'm sure there's a cost, per glove or per glove set. Some other things, Bud, is let's talk about the painter, because I think you've done some painting in your day.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
What's some PPE? Yeah. What's some PPE?
We have a good example here, right? We've got a respirator that you might see a painter using, but if you take a look at those filters, I think we could agree that this
Absolutely.
one's well past its expiration date.
Yes.
These are designed to give us 40 hours roughly of working and using that filter, and then we have replacement filters that we can replace them out with. But the bigger thing, and I can tell looking at this one has been set on a shelf.
Absolutely. It's got the overspray all over it.
We have these bags that they normally come in, and you put it back in there, seal it back up so that it saves the life of the filters, right? Because this type of a respirator, even if you're not wearing it, it's sucking in all the things that are in the atmosphere that it's normally going to filter for, because it's not in this protective bag.
Yeah, correct. So, again, when it comes to respirators, it's important that we use the right respirator too, right? In the right instance, right?
Right. Obviously in the refinish world, the best way to go is going to be supplied air.
Air supplied, yeah.
But it's, for those that are still using this type of a respirator, it's critical to make sure that you keep your filters changed out so that they're protecting you.
Yeah, absolutely right. And also a dust mask is not a respirator.
It is
Would
not.
you agree with that?
Not for refinish, it's not, no.
Yeah, and again, back to what Bud said, make sure that you understand how to properly store this when it's not being utilized, right? In a sealed bag. I've seen some people use sealed containers. So again, ladies and gentlemen, obviously for a quick tip, we cannot cover every single item that you would have to utilize for proper PPE, personal protection equipment, but we just wanted to create some awareness with you. I'm sure a lot of your, whether it's your paint companies, your welding companies, a lot of your equipment companies, and even like your paint manufacturers and also distributors of products and manufacturer of products like 3M and Kent and Worth and others. I'm sure they've got PPE requirements for you and some suggestions and maybe even some standard operating procedures. So ladies and gentlemen, look, we just want you to be safe so you can watch more quick tips with SCRS. Bud, any final thoughts?
I think you covered it all. Nice job.
Hey, thanks for joining us again. And ladies and gentlemen, don't delay. Be safe today. Make it a great day.